Let's take a call that's responding to you specifically, Shannon, from Jim. Who wants to know something about when the brain is too stimulated by porn. What do you got for us?
Someone's a subscriber to my channel or my TikTok, one or the other. Hey, what's up?
Hi, Shannon. How you doing, MD Aware? Yeah, I saw a video this week, a rebuttal to a response to something that said the porn it kills the brain. I'm not sure what the exact wording was. And
damages the brain, causes brain damage.
It didn't. Yeah. At what point is there too much stimulation to the brain? Because with the conservative background I grew up with, you know, if porn was forbidden, we weren't allowed to watch it. But we talk about mental stimulation. I look at my kids, and I want to tie this in. My kids grew up in the video game generation. I have my oldest son has incredible hand-eye coordination from playing video games. I'm not going to ask him whether he's been watching porn with brain stimulation, but...
Does that take a lot of coordination? I've been doing it wrong. How complex is it?
Shannon, okay, I'll give you that. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, that does not take a lot of hand-eye coordination. We'll give you that. But at what stage... Because Matt Dillahunty said for years that there is no such thing as a porn addiction, you know, and we know that if it affects your relationship, yes, there is a problem. But at what point, when you hear so much, you know, with our upbringing, at what point is it a problem? Like in terms of brain stimulation, not in terms of your relationships.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I don't know if that's the right question. So, this is a response to a video I did where a woman said that if you watch porn, it damages your brain. That's just factually inaccurate to a degree that's just trivially stupid. Because it just being exposed to porn doesn't cause brain damage. That I can't remember the name of the brain center right now.
What even would be the magical aspect of it being porn that would do anything?
It's not. Okay, so here's the thing. So what happens is that when you watch porn, I can't remember the thing now. I couldn't even remember the name placebo a while ago, so I can't remember the brain center, but it's a midbrain structure. It's a thalamic nucleus, and it's part of your reward center, and it's bilateral, so there's a little hit on either side. And what it does when you watch porn is similar to what it does when you're actually doing the sex, and that is it releases a bunch of dopamine, and it says, "Ooh, this is fun. We like it. This is fun. I'm gonna like this. This is great." Right? So that is a component of some forms of addictive behavior, right? Just like anything else that somebody can be addicted to, and I'm putting air quotes in there, a lot of it has to do with activating reward centers, like on demand. So porn is something that you can use to activate that reward center on demand. Now, does porn itself cause you to get to that point? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Like porn itself is not an influence that is going to get you to the point that you're like, oh, this is the only thing that I ever want to do. There's lots of other things that have to happen. Like a confluence of things have to take place in your life, or physiological things have to be the case in order for you to essentially use porn to activate that reward center as almost like a form of self-soothing, I think, more so than anything. So when you see... And this is where the addiction component comes in. No, I don't think it's necessarily an addiction. I think it's a symptom of multiple other things. So it could be a symptom of a depressive disorder where you become withdrawn, and that is something that you can do or expose yourself to get that dopamine hit, to give you temporary relief from that kind of pain, right? That can manifest itself as looking like it's an addiction, but really what it is you know, using it almost like kind of medicinally, in that as a symptom of having depression. It could be something if you have a dopamine seeking, like sort of general disposition that you do all the time. So when we look at addictions, we look at whether or not they're damaging to you. And MD, you'd probably have a better metric for this. So we look at how it damages your relationships, how it damages you socially, and how it damages you physiologically. Those are the metrics that we're going to look at. So if there's no damage to your relationship, there's no damage to you physiologically, and it's not causing emotional damage, like it's not an addiction. Yeah. But because so often correlates with other like mental and emotional issues, like this, because of the dopamine aspect, people affiliate it with an addiction because it can become something that people kind of do compulsively as a result of that. Does that make sense? Are you on board with me on that, or am I way off base?
I mean, I'm on board. I totally agree. I think the fundamental thing that people don't understand about like medicine and like health and disease in general is that it's all based on distress, right? Like the definitions of diseases are if they're causing a problem, and especially when we're talking about psychiatric or mental illnesses, it's all about distress. So in the case of like something like this, like a porn addiction, so to speak, or like any of the other things, you know, it's only a problem if it's causing you distress in your life, and if it's not, then it's just a hobby or whatever, right? And it goes for like most diseases. If it's not causing a problem, then no one's going to do anything about it. And then it's not really a disease, right? What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, well, I worked in the world of healthcare and addictions for 25 years. I've seen everything, you know, alcohol, drugs, the recent, you know, the amphetamines, the world of, I forget the name of the most recent one. I've seen all these. I have never seen anyone treated in these worlds for porn addiction. And it's always something that's been discussed, but is never something that's been an issue. In relationships, yes. But when I hear of it, you know, it affecting the brain, I've heard of many issues affecting the brain, but I've never heard in realistically, outside of watching videos and watching people talking about the conservatives and all that, I've never heard of anybody affected by, you know, the effects of porn on a brain.
So I have a semi-rhetorical question, Jim. Is like, say for hypothetical reasons, it did affect the brain, but it didn't do anything to your social relationships or affect your function or really your life in any way, but it did cause brain damage. Who cares? What does it matter, right? Like, does it matter at all? Like, so what if it's causing some structural change or functional change in the brain? If it doesn't manifest on a level that makes a difference in the person's life, it's kind of irrelevant. It's the same reason, like, again, I'm going to take it back to like medicine because that's my thing. But like with improving technology, we're finding more and more random tumors in people's bodies that don't actually mean anything, and they're all anxious to get them taken out, but we're like, well, no, I mean, it looks fine, it's not a cancer, it's just a random cyst or whatever. We only found it because we scanned you with our like really high resolution equipment, so we're not going to do anything about it. And people are shocked because they think, oh, there's a structural problem, and so that means that it needs to be fixed. I think it's the same thing here. Who cares even if I don't think it is, and I would say that it's not causing any physical brain damage, but even if it were, who cares? If it's not causing an actual problem in your life, why would you worry about it?
I'll tell you who gives a fuck. Evangelical assholes who don't want anybody to have any goddamn fun. That's who cares.
Yeah. Killjoys.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
My cold Amen. Dead hands.
Amen.
No, take my Pornhub away from me.
But MD Aware, I get your point, because like I worked in healthcare for 25 years. We are seeing that. We're seeing more health effects, you know, physiological things affecting the body, and none of them, like when you look at, okay, what do I need to get this? What treatment do I need to get this fixed? What impact is it going to have in my life? This is what people look at. And we see the case where people are treated, okay, what do I need to get done for this? Well, you have this, you know, this benign tumor on your part of your body. Okay, well, it doesn't really affect you. Okay, well, can I leave and go on and live my life? And this is what we see. And this is kind of where I am. These, like you said, Shannon, these evangelicals, oh, no. This will kill you. And all, you know, these various things will end your life. But where I am with it. I've seen so much of it. I've seen so much in the medical field. I'm just at the point where, okay, is this going to kill me in the next 2 years? No. Okay, well, let me go on living my life and enjoying this.
You know what?
You can probably have a longer horizon than that, but
all it's gonna do to you is like literally all porn does to you. Like if this is the brain damage people are on about, is that if people who watch it more are likely to have an overactive reward center and be slightly more sensation seeking. The fucking end. Like that's it. It just said like it just. That is it.
AKA,
that's not
they're going to have
damage.
more fun.
Or take more risks. They might take more risks too. But like, that's it. That's the only thing that we can really say. Ventral striatum fucking came to me finally. The ventral striatum is more active, which is the dopamine producing part of the reward center. If you're watching porn, then it would be otherwise. And if people on measure, there's a correlation between people who watch porn like a lot and the ventral striatum being kind of exceptionally or overreactive, and then those people are slightly more sensation seeking. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's because of porn. That could mean that they have some sort of neurochemical imbalance of some sort due to external influences or physiology that causes that to be the case. And one of the things they do in order to sate that is seek out porn, which is better than some of the other fucking alternatives. Like, they could be out looking for fights. They're just like,
yeah,
jerking off is better than getting into fights in the street. Like, if that doesn't go in the middle, I
don't know. Okay.
That's what keeps us from becoming violent, you know, and the worst that will cause is Peyronie syndrome. Then I'm good with that.
Carpal tunnel never hurt anybody except for the people that have carpal tunnel. They probably don't like it very much.
Anybody listening, please Google Peyronie syndrome.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, Peyronie's disease. All right, Jim, thanks very much for your call.